Well, it appears that new Jet Set Radio game was real after all. We've got about 5 seconds of footage, so I'm gonna do my best to point some stuff out. Right off the bat, this looks a lot like Center Street. I'm pretty sure it is Center Street. So I feel like this game is gonna take place in some kind of expanded version of the first game's rendition of Tokyo. Which lines up with Professor K, who looks a little older, but not nearly as old as he does in Future. We see the Ichiban top building, a familiar glass elevator, and something that looks like this intersection. There's some changes, however. Center Street seems to be slightly expanded, and there appear to be some new rails, which I will come back to later. The other two places shown off don't look familiar, but could just be part of this expansion. Couple of suspicious jumps right here. The first one I believe is just Beat jumping off this platform, but the second one I cannot really explain in the context of Jet Set Radio's Center Street, which tells me that the layout is pretty different, or we're looking at some big movement changes. Which brings me to... At first glance, movement looks pretty normal. It looks like it's using the Future Trick system, and everything else looks as you'd expect it to. Suddenly, Beat starts fucking climbing. There's a lot of implications here. It could mean parkour. It could just be a way to, get yourself up ledges. It could break your combo. It could not break your combo. We unfortunately do not know yet. There's no HUD. There's no way to tell. But combined with that odd jump from earlier, it's safe to say that there will be some new stuff. Like these new rails I mentioned earlier. They appear to give Beat some kind of electrical particle effect thingy, which might be some kind of boost. Or, and this is admittedly a bit of a stretch, what if the movement system at this game is original and future combined into one? You have powered rails that give you instant speed whenever you need it, and you have unpowered rails that just kinda require momentum, like in the first game. This could of course just be some visual detail, but something about the way Beat jumps off that rail feels very Jet Set Radio 1, and considering how much this game looks like Jet Set Radio 1, it doesn't feel that far-fetched. And considering Future has been stuck on Xbox for 20 years, yeah, 20 years, it doesn't feel that crazy that Sega would target the people that bought the port of the original on every platform. Considering this trailer is 5 seconds long, there's not a lot of info on progression or how the game is actually going to work. But there are still a couple notable things in here, I think. In this scene, we can spot a weird-looking anime girl in the background. She looks a little too detailed to be an NPC, and she also doesn't look anything like the NPCs we've seen. Which leads me to believe that crew battles are back, similar to Future, which might, maybe, mean that a seamless world is back. Then again, at that point, I'm just making shit up. I have no idea. But considering we've only seen 5 seconds of this game, there's probably still more to it. Just like there's more to the scene. In the background, we can see some cans, which we're obviously coming back. That's kinda it. That's all I got. If I find any more, I'll make a part 2. And if you're wondering about that guide I started years ago, this video is sort of like me trying to ease myself into finishing that video. I see your comments and I'm very much hoping I can get it done soon. But this is all for now. Goodbye.